Welcome to the second episode of Asian Guys Incorporated. I'm Rick.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Brian.
And today we are talking about creepy situations that we've been in. We have a lot of creepy stories. All right, Brian, let's start with you, as always.
Let's start when I was really young. I think I was maybe like 8 years old. So, I mean, you know, I don't even know why I was allowed out at that time, but I mean, I was at a shopping mall and they had video games there.
That sounds scary already. I got quarters, kid.
It was.
Are you serious?
It involved quarters.
Oh, jeez.
So, you know, anyway, so I was playing one of my favorite video games at the time, and you know, there's a bunch of kids there, and you know, we were just playing, and then there was this old fat white guy who. Oops, no offense to white people, but he would hang out and just kind of, be around, right? And then, we, putting in quarters to play games, and then at some point, you run out of quarters, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then he was, right? And this is before I knew anything about, danger, stranger danger or whatever, right? He would just offer to, pay for a game, and I was like, oh, okay, cool,
nice man.
Oh yeah, what a nice guy, But, when I'm playing my game, that's where, I felt a weird, again, I didn't know anything about sex, about like weirdos or anything, and I just felt like a presence, around my butt. So just, yeah,
it was a butt story.
Presence?
Yeah.
Around your butt?
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't just a bunch of kids crowding around?
No, that was the thing.
Or I hope it's a hand. I hope it's a hand.
You hope it's a hand?
Yeah, I hope it's a hand, man.
So
you hope he gets.
Well, I don't know what it was, but I think it was his hand, right? But the thing was,
if it was something else, then it's a whole level different.
No, well,
okay.
I
see what you mean.
That's the thing, is there's other kids around, so it could have been something else, right? It was, but the thing is, it was so like, right? It's creepy. So it was.
Sure, it wasn't some other kid.
No, yeah, because it was
squeezing up to you.
It was like a weird sensation, right? Because it wasn't like a quick touch or like it was kind of something that kind of gradually you felt, and I didn't feel it like right on my butt. It kind of felt like it was creeping up on my pants, right? It's like kind of a, you just feel like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, it's not like someone bumped into you. It's not like somebody. It was so, that's what made it creepy, right? And then the funny thing is, right, when I'm 8 years old, or around that age anyway, I just have a instinct. I'm like, there's something weird. There's something that's not good here, right? And it was just, all I know is that, fat guy who paid for my game with the, I think he had a mustache and beard and stuff. And glasses, it's just, it was like he was kind of.
He had that look, that pedo look.
Yeah, and again, this is before I knew anything of that kind of thing existing. But, it's that intuition that you have. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm lucky. I had an intuition about it, right? Maybe most kids might just be like, hey, yeah, sure, I accept candy from you. I'll go search for your dog for you, whatever. I was just thinking like, I don't know, it feels a little weird. Like, I feel like this guy's behind me and, something, like it feels like he's trying to touch my butt or something, right? And but he's not doing it like so directly. It's kind of a very indirect kind of, but a gradual kind of thing, right? And then that's when I was like, and all I know is in my little kid brain, I was like, I think I gotta go home now. And then, but this is the funny thing is I knew, like, I felt so creeped out that when I went home, like, I actually went home, like, in a weird pattern just because I was afraid that he was gonna, like, someone's following me or something, right? But that's how, how weird I felt and how instinctual I felt about it, right? Because I've never had any experience like that before. And, but yeah, and then the funny thing is now I'm so... because I never think about this, right? I mean, it just came to my mind, right? Like later on when you're an adult, but, I'm kind of like so happy that, nothing ever happened. Because seriously, now when you see all the weird stuff that happened, now I know better. Now when I think back, I'm like, holy shit, I think, oh, actually that happened to me, right? Like, I mean, nothing happened, further than that, but I mean, definitely, it could have happened, right? Like, so I'm like, whoa, I'm so lucky, right? And so, but yeah, that was definitely, the fact that I went home in a zigzag pattern and I was thinking all these different ways to, go. I mean, luckily I didn't live far, but, I just had a really weird, creepy, and that was the creepy moment. That was definitely creepy, right? I mean, so
it's just sad. You just can't go back in time and do something about it, right?
well, I'm
It's
so
like-
happy that nothing happened and I can laugh about it, because I know, right, when you do grow up and you learn about all the horrible things that actually really do happen to kids, and also what happens when it goes all the way to whatever it is that they're planning to do. You realize, like, holy crap, like this it could have been me, and luckily I'm blessed that it didn't, and I'm blessed that for whatever reason in my brain I knew like that there's something where I have to go home now. So whereas I think a lot of kids, they don't have that whatever, I mean, the instinct to get out of it, right?
Yeah, but it's disturbing that if you think it what nearly happened to you might have happened to some other kid.
Oh yeah, for sure it did, right? And but that's where it's creepy, and it makes you think, I'm lucky, and also it makes me feel bad about all the kids that don't aren't so lucky.
Jeez.
I think that stopped my days of going to the arcade after that. Yeah, I was just okay, just stay home, play with my toys.
Wow. Arcade was my magical place.
Yeah,
I-
It's
I
a
did.
magical place for lots of creepy people.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me wonder, like, what level of, say, child molestation was going on, because we hear cases of Catholic churches and.
Yeah, well, this is where you
and-
realize
yeah.
that, I mean, I only had a weird feeling at the time, but that, like, when you think back at all those things, I mean, he's a guy who offered to pay for free. He's a guy who's hanging around kids, weird. Like, I mean, it's like, now when I think about it, like, why would you hang around the kids, and why would you try to make friends with the kids? Why would you try to, pay for our games? And why would you... like all those things, right? And why do you hang around, right? Arcades, right? It's like, that's what those guys do, right? Pedophile, they hang around in, like Boy Scouts, and right, like now when right, that they hang out with kids, they hang out there, whatever, like teachers or whatever it is, right? It's creepy. Yeah.
Now, I always assumed that I never got molested as a child or sexually molested as a child because I was so ugly. I that's what I think, because like nobody really bothered me when I was growing up.
Because you were ugly.
Yeah, I had this ugly child thing.
But
going on.
aren't the ugly kids the easy targets?
I wonder, isn't usually pretty boys who gets the become target?
I
of
think
the
all
sexual
kids are easy
harassment?
targets.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know if the adult really wants to hone in on a kid. They can just figure out, okay, what's the weak spot, and just get at it, right?
But don't you have to find it like pleasing to look at just for your inclination? I mean, if I'm not a pedophile, but if a pedophile,
This is the thing. I don't want to speak on behalf of them, but I'm assuming.
do they go for pretty boys or
No,
ugly
I think
boys?
they go for whatever they can get, but then obviously, they would probably lean towards something that they're more attracted to or whatever, right?
Which is, I think, is more.
But I think the more sad thing here is that you felt like you weren't chosen because you're ugly.
No,
So
that's what I mean.
that's sad. Like, I don't know,
So I look back my life, and I grew up very freely. My parents
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
bother me when I went outside.
Yeah,
I free roamed the city, right?
Yeah.
And I never got into that kind of trouble, even in churches or wherever I went to, right? That's what I'm thinking, because Well, maybe I wasn't.
I think
attracted enough to be
no. I think you're lucky. It's not about you not.
Maybe
being attractive.
maybe I'm
That's
just
weird,
lucky. Yeah.
That is a weird thought to have. That's a whole nother, I think, topic we should discuss next week. We're gonna lie down on the couch and
Right.
talk to you about why you feel unworthy.
Ugly duckling. Yeah, no,
But look at you now. You're a handsome dude. So
I mean,
you
I
know,
used to have a
it's-
complex about those things. Yeah,
Yeah.
because especially when my brother is like very pretty boy. My brother was right, and I was.
So there you go. You're
pretty boy.
probably coming
Yeah.
from a pretty family. So
in comparison, I wasn't. No, my feeling. Okay, my mom's, I guess, beautiful. Hi, mom. But,
Hi, mom.
Hi, mom.
but I wouldn't say it's a particularly good-looking family. But my brother was very pretty child, and nor I think he was molested as a child. But anyways, that's why I assumed that nobody bothers me.
You what? You think he wasn't molested?
I never thought about it until this moment. Whether
I
my
hope
brother
not. Yeah.
had any child molestation
Yeah.
while he was growing up. So yeah, hopefully not. Yeah.
So back to Ricky. What
Ricky's creepy.
What's your creepy story?
Okay, so
story.
the creepy stories happened when I was young too, right? So in grade school, you'd go to the toilet and you'd take a number 2, right?
Okay.
And out of nowhere, these other kids would stick their heads in and watch you shit. Like seriously, white kids.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Where is this?
it's fucking disturbing. Like,
this is in Toronto.
yeah,
Okay.
it's fucking disturbing. Like, you're just sitting there, you just try to mind your own business.
And
The
then
kid's like, "Hey, you're taking a shit," and he's watching me take a shit. Right? It's like
what grade was
wow.
this? Like grade 1 to 6.
public school, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Some of them would climb over the top and watch you take a shit. Some of them would stick their head under the stall and watch you take a shit. I'm like,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm not really. So I was still, like an immigrant kid, right?
Yeah.
Like I was born here, but
Yeah.
my mindset is still like, okay, I'm not of this place,
yeah.
Like I don't. What are these white people doing? Why are they?
Yeah.
Why are they all monkeying around watching me take a shit? Like
Yeah.
that was really disturbing.
Yeah.
Very disturbing to the core. It's like, when you're on the toilet, it's like that's such a private time.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Why the fuck were these kids watching me take a shit? And they were enjoying it too. They had this smile on their face. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's one thing I never understood about the white people.
No, no.
Not to be racist.
I don't think
I
it's
wouldn't
about.
think it's white people.
Yeah.
it's
I
white
think
kids
it's
that
just-
did it.
Yeah, but
Chinese
I mean,
kids won't
I
want you to
think.
take a shit.
Well,
So, anyways, to tack onto that point,
I've never
right?
had anybody watch me, so.
To tack onto that point, okay, I grew up, I went off to community college, and I had this friend. He was like really white, like Burlington white guy white. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like I liked him, right? And he would talk about his weird kind of homoerotic situations when he was younger, right?
Okay.
So he played hockey for Notre Dame high school,
Okay.
right? So he would talk about all the weird rituals they would have being like a hockey guy, right?
Yeah.
And one of them would be like, okay, after a game, they would get naked in the shower room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, before they washed or anything, one guy would lie there on the floor with his mouth open. Another guy would squat with his ass above his mouth, and the others would pour beer all over the guy on top, and it would kind of like just run all over his body and drip past his asshole into the other guy's mouth, and the other guy on the bottom would drink it,
Oh, God.
right? This is what he told me.
This is in what grade again?
This is community
college. College
This is in
hockey
college.
team?
So I was like 19,
Oh,
and I'm like,
wow.
wow, are you serious? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, white people do that. I'm like, what the fuck? He just told me like, and that's
Your
not
friend
all,
was
right?
Asian.
No. He's
Oh, he's white.
just homegrown, very white guy.
And he's
The very white man.
saying this is white people, the way they do it.
Yeah, so they're homoerotic activities, right? So it kind of made a little bit more sense in primary school that
Yeah.
these little white kids would enjoy watching some other guy take a shit, right?
I don't know. I mean, I had quite a lot of white people in my school when I was a kid, but I've never experienced that.
No, I don't think it's
Nothing
a
weird
racial
like that.
thing because
I think it's a racial thing.
Yeah,
Like you never catch Asian kids doing weird shit like that.
No. I mean, when I was in like grade school, yes,
Yeah.
I remember kids making fun of kids who's using generally toilet in school.
Yeah, but did they watch you take a shit?
They try to bother you. I guess some people will try to climb up on the wall to see you, right? I'm not talking
Even
about
in
this-
Korea?
Yeah, even in Korea.
Okay,
And
I take that back. It's not white people. It's like
so I remember it's funnier because back then the schools it's not like the sit down toilet. It's the one
squat
you
toilet.
squat
Yeah,
squat
yeah,
toilet,
yeah.
like the long one.
The Japanese ones.
Yeah, those ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Back then it was like that still. I'm not sure if it's what it's like nowadays, but it was like that. So you're in this position and people make fun of you, and
it's like everyone shits.
yeah, a lot of kids either participate in this ritual of making fun, or on the other hand, and learn not to shit in school.
See, I think for me,
Yeah.
I learned that somehow because I've never. I mean, only once was an emergency, but otherwise, I've never. I don't like to do that outside in
So they
public.
rather go home or just
Yeah.
somewhere
So
not
I've never.
in school.
Yeah, I've never experienced that at all.
Yeah.
Like,
So back to that same friend in college, right?
Uh-huh.
He said they would do other stuff like there's something called the circle jerk. You ever heard that before?
I don't even know
No.
what that is.
All right, so it's a couple of dudes. They get together in a circle, right? And they whip their dicks out and they jerk off together.
What the?
And it was a contest to see who could jerk faster.
What is this? What is this gay dream?
Yes.
It's like penthouse gay stories that I'm hearing.
So,
Maybe
anyways,
you went to like an all-gay school or something. It's so weird. I've never heard of this. Yeah.
anyways, it's just, as a kid growing up, I was pretty sure I knew I was heterosexual, right? There's no doubt about it. I'm like, all right, guys like girls like guys. I didn't know anything different, right? And as a kid, you kind of heard about gay people and kind of how they were like.
But all your classmates seemed like they were a little bit.
You never expect people to be in between and kind of like just just they're not.
Oh wow.
How would you say they're not gay, but they're just deviant in some activities, right?
I think that's what's happening. With
I'm
your
not attacking people
classmates.
who are gay or anywhere in between. It's just that you got obviously, heterosexual people that just are acting in very, really homoerotic ways that
Yeah.
you didn't expect them to, right?
Yeah.
And that, as like, a conservative kid who knew only one thing, just being exposed to that just really was just like, just a shock to the system. I found, right? Like, how could heterosexual people jerk off in front of each other, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yes.
But they did it.
I mean,
and I
I've
hear
never-
about it. It's just like,
seen
okay,
it.
that's just,
That's just.
it's a shock to the system, all right? So you hear it, I'm like, okay, I'm not a part of it,
Yeah.
but it's just,
So what did you do
kind of
when
disturbing things.
they were busy doing that?
no, they told me. They
Oh.
told me about it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't at a circle jerk.
How come you were not included?
No, we were just at school talking about it, right?
Was it because you were an ugly kid? I was kidding.
No, Ricky, I don't think Rick is a good kid. Yeah.
He's just talking about his glory days with his friends, so I'm like, all right, I'm fine. I'm just listening to it, and
I mean, hockey team consists what 14, 15 boys, right? Usually, like 5 people on link at the same time, and
no, on a hockey team?
yeah, usually.
Any guys watch hockey? I don't watch hockey. I don't know.
No.
I mean, I think hockey. I think hockey team has probably between at least 10 to 15 boys.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Yeah.
ass beer he's drinking.
I'm not sure what they're looking back.
That's a lot of
thinking,
ass
yeah.
beer. He was just like, he said he drank beer off a guy's ass,
Yeah.
right?
And these are drinking age.
See, I think I'm lucky because when I was in school, like the whole time, all of my school days, I was always very shy and I was very, I don't know, like I was like an outcast.
Were you like Asian?
What's that?
Were you like that typical
I was still
Chinese
Asian.
guy?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still Asian now. No, I was just quiet. I was just really quiet and shy, and I don't think I really made myself available, I guess, to
To circle jerks?
no, to any circles, right? So now I'm happy that before I used to think, maybe.
Yeah, I
So I'm glad I'm out of that. Yeah.
I cannot believe this is like common practice among jocks in general. No, I cannot
Yeah.
practice. I
I
cannot
mean, I
do
hear a
it.
lot of that stuff in like colleges and universities in the United States and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like I have all
Wow.
these weird rituals and stuff like this.
But Notre Dame is a really kind of
It's an Ivy League
upper-
school. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
so yeah. See, I
Yeah.
think maybe it's that
weird.
certain type of school that you went to.
okay.
When you go to the upper whatever,
You
then
gotta
you get all the
ass beer, I guess.
yeah. So there's something wrong with those upper students. They're all doing weird things. You
Yeah,
know?
it is true. There are a lot of stupid rituals in main tribe, but
And it does.
now that on top, that as beer is top. I never
Yeah.
heard such a ridiculous thing.
But there are a lot of rapes in
like
college sports.
those,
I think
yeah.
a month or two ago there was this report where a bunch of
in
no, in
Canada,
the States.
Oh.
a lot of athletes came out, and I think one football player got like a rod stuck up his ass
Wow.
by a coach or something, right?
Oh.
Like it's
I forget the name of it. There's some kind of it's like a ritual that they have. It's shaming or something. No, what is it called? Yeah, it's something where the sports guys do it to themselves. Like the new guys usually get it. I
a
forget.
rod up their ass.
No, they do some. I forget the name of. There's a word for it where they
Bank? Or
they like they try to like do something bad to like the new guys. That's it, part of their initiation. There's a word. Yeah. Anyway,
Hazing?
that's it. Hazing. Yeah.
Well, like
thought it
ass
was-
fucking. You just call it
Yeah,
ass
it's
fucking.
called hazing. Like yeah.
It's called what it is. It's ass fucking.
No, but there's different ways that they do it for whatever
Yeah.
reason. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, I'm glad now I'm not part of any of those. Yeah, I wasn't part of sport teams or whatever. I was a late bloomer, so I'm like, yeah, I'm happy that I skipped all of that. Used to think maybe I missed out. Now you're making me feel more blessed. Thank you.
yeah, so the most scary experience or most creepy experience I had was that well, there was a girl. Well, I guess we slept together.
I guess we slept together.
Well,
know.
we
It
were,
was an accident.
we were in the bed. And so
How did you get in the bed?
I guess we fell into bed together.
We were having cookies and we ended up in bed. I don't know how that happened.
Must be a time watch she had, like stops time, like in Japanese porn, just stops time and just moves you.
so I mean, I guess I was sleeping, right? But I somehow
You fell asleep so fast.
I mean, no, I'm talking about. So when
Chris, you were-
somehow I woke up and I hear. I mean, I can sense she's saying something.
Oh.
I can sense like she's saying something.
Yo, that's scary, man. It sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like
so-
she's cursing you,
yeah,
or
it's
like.
I'm like okay. I try to. I'm slightly woke up, but I can sense she's like saying something like whispering or even lower than whispering, right?
Oh.
And
Creepy.
yeah,
whisper.
and like I'm lying down. It's like really early in the morning. There's a slight light, but it's like the room is kind of really dark yet. It's before actually sun come out, right? And there's a person beside you who's like looking at you and saying things.
She was
Yeah.
leaning over you.
No, just beside me.
beside you,
Yeah,
okay.
beside me. I was like, I didn't open my eyes yet, but I can kind of sense that she's like looking at me too. And that scared the crap out of me.
Yo, shit! It was like she was offering you to a demon or something.
Yeah, it's like she's saying this and
Oh, holy Lord of Hell! I offer you this tall Korean guy.
yeah, it's like personally that was the most creepiest moment I had.
No, what,
that was
what
it?
was
It
it?
was
What
over?
was it? What was she doing?
I had
Seriously,
no
what?
idea because I pretend.
No, didn't you ask her? Like,
No,
yo,
I-
what's up, bitch? You're sacrificing me now.
No, I pretended.
After I fucked you and shit?
I didn't even tell her I woke up. I tried really hard to calm my breath. So I was like, I pretended I was still asleep.
You gave her the taste of heaven. And then she was like, I'm gonna offer this fucker. You were that good, she had to fucking offer you to Satan.
I don't know, for all I know, maybe she was cursing me, or maybe I was mistaken, but I could totally sense she was like incanting some words that I can barely hear.
No, but how'd you get out of it? This is alright, this is the build up. It's like, okay, you're pretending to be asleep, right?
No, morning came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but she was over your body, chanting some sort
Not
of weird
but
ritual.
just beside me, looking at me like this
Yeah.
way, right?
Then how'd you get out of it?
Just morning came, and I said, I moved slightly, indicating that I'm getting up.
Yeah.
And,
And then
she acted normal, totally normal.
okay.
So she was doing a seance over you, and then she
Dude, you
stopped
should have been
after
like, you
woke
should have
up
been
and
like,
you're
you should have been like, boom, fucking just fucking grab your underwear and just fly out the window.
Uh-huh.
You're like, this bitch is crazy. You know.
I mean, yeah, okay. To be honest, even though it scared the crap out of me at that
Yeah,
moment, right?
yeah.
But you know, I look back. I was like, you know, I always consider not the worst case. I didn't think she was playing on hex on me. Maybe she was trying to deal with some kind of some issue, or she was just talking to herself, right?
Maybe she was just
Yeah.
blessing you.
Might be, maybe.
No, she was like, "Oh, thank you for this
hopefully.
taste of heaven. Thank
Taste
you.
of heaven, thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you for this blessed meal."
This protein
Yeah, eventually,
facial mask.
I mean, eventually we broke up, and you know, she.
Oh, eventually broke up. You didn't just
Yeah.
break up with her like after you jumped out the window.
I mean, I wasn't even thinking about it. It's only when I look back, right? It's not like she was like, you know, pull the knife on me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and you know, I know.
It's a good thing you broke up with her first.
Yeah, I've known some girls who pull a knife on me, or even you know, try to threaten me. To,
Really?
Yeah. How?
With a knife?
Is this for,
Yeah.
tell us more about that. That sounds
No,
creepy.
I'm not going to tell about that story because you know who is the involved in that story.
Oh no!
Motherfucker being 6 foot tall doesn't do shit when they pull a knife on you. Well, you got long reach,
Oh.
but you're still gonna get cut, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
man.
I mean, the thing is, like, I think girls go crazy sometimes because of based on the lunar cycle. It's called lunacy. I mean, it's like there's a line, and it's really easy to cross over to the madness if you just let go of one restraint in you. I think you are capable of such anger, and you know. Have you never had an episode of anger like that?
What?
Where
Where I pull a knife and kill people?
Not to kill people, but you went for like, you know, the murderous intent. Yeah, if I had a gun, I would do the murder suicide.
You know,
kind of thing. Yeah.
you brought back a creepy memory that I forgot I had.
No, but before that.
But go ahead.
I'm glad we're not American. We don't have guns.
Yeah.
You get angry and you're like, fuck, I'm 5 foot nothing and I can't hurt anyone. All right, just move on. All right, before someone else fucking strangles me. So
Yeah, so
there's no murderous intent.
Well,
for me.
I'm sure you, like, you know, you had a driving range, right? I mean, driver's range. No?
Yeah, but you have to get over it because you know you don't have a gun.
That's what I mean.
You're like, all right, I don't have a gun. Fuck
I mean,
this.
we all have that moment of really being mad, and there's a slight line in the sand that's holding you, a human, not a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And during my marriage, I learned that line gets blurry
Oh.
among two people fighting.